Okay, the app crashed. Sorry about that, everyone. I kind of wanted to go landscape anyway. I didn't really mean to go horizontal, or vertically. So we're starting it over again, but that's okay because we just got at the beginning of this. We're at the Victory Lighthouse Pentecostal Church of God is what this is called. And we're kind of welcoming back everyone to the stream. The app crashed. Sorry about that. I really have no idea. That's never happened before during a live stream. So as everyone kind of joins us back, we're going to start the report over again. But we are at Warren Street, the 2300 block, and Jonathan. We're at the Victory Lighthouse Pentecostal Church of God. And where we're at is kind of just one of the scenes of storm damage in Jonesboro. As we welcome back most of our viewers here to NEA Report, it's Stan Morris reporting live on a Sunday morning where we're kind of surveying storm damage that's happened overnight from what was just a disastrous set of thunderstorms that rolled through over the evening. So let's take a look at this now. What we're looking at, this Pentecostal church that we're at here, it's at Warren and Jonathan Drive. I'm trying to give you an idea of where that's at, just in general. If you were headed down Johnson and the north part of town, and then you turned, I guess, even further north, then you would continue on out a ways and you would get here, okay? The rooftop here during the storms just absolutely ripped off in the middle of the night, and what you can kind of see is where it landed, right over here. This was a metal roof structure that had been built on top of an older roof here at the church. It looks like you can see the 3-tab roofing shingles that are underneath it, and some of the newer wood that looks like it was just kind of built on top of it. A lot of times construction crews will do that because it's easier just to build over an old roof than it is to actually remove. If you ever remove shingles, you know that's painful. This situation in itself, the shingles, looks like the old roof shingles are the only thing keeping the people inside from getting hit by the wind that's out right now. So let's go over here and take a look at some of this. So we got some people streaming live. Hey, Keith Moore, I think, and I like to talk to the viewers when they're here live. This damage, you said this was from several weeks ago. Are we talking about, because there's damage on both sides of this place. And this looks pretty fresh. And I was going to go inside and actually ask some of the people there, but they're having church services in there right now, which kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting that. So this is Jonathan and I've already forgot the other name of the side road here. Jonathan and Warren. This is yeah. Do you see the newer damage, Keith? That's the stuff I can show you. Let's actually walk around the other side because there was some other damage as I was coming over here. I thought that was the only damage at first, and it was serious damage. But then we walked around, came around to the other side, drove around actually, and that's when we saw this. It's. I don't know what's more surprising, that half of the roof is gone, or that they're just going about services inside. Pretty. Undeterred group here. That's we were going to go inside and kind of ask them if they could explain to us exactly what had happened, and if what we're dealing with was something that had put them out of service, or if they were going to be able to kind of bounce back from that. And we came up on it, and they're in the middle. We didn't want to interrupt services, so if a storm like this is not going to interrupt services, then NEA Report doesn't want to. So this must be what's from the previous week that our friend Keith was talking about. Yeah, see, they had already got that patched up, okay, or if you will, covered up. And I can see some of the wood over there. It's already started to turn color from I guess maybe that instance. And you can see the sign right here of where we're at, the Victory Lighthouse Pentecostal Church of God. So, as one of our viewers pointed out, they took some damage from the previous few days, a week or two back perhaps. And if you want to map out where we're at, it's 400 Jonathan. That's this location. They'll probably see a strange guy walking around with a camera outside maybe we'll get a unique interaction here for the live stream. But as we're coming about here, no, you're all good, my friend. As a matter of fact, I went silent because I thought I was about to be corrected on the live stream, and I would have been open to that. That's fine. That happens. Mistakes are part of the business. But check this out. This is last night, and this is far worse than what they were dealing with before. As you can see here, I'm just going to stand still real quick, and zoom in. Do you see where the old roof is underneath the wood? Okay, they built on top of that, it looks like, with some nice wood. That looks solid. And they had a metal roof on top of it, that green metal roof. And that green metal roof is now over there. That's from the storm damage last night here in Craighead County. So this is Warren and Jonathan, North Jonesboro-ish. If you're wondering kind of where this was at, this is some of the worst damage I've seen, because I've been out surveying across northeast Arkansas, and in Jonesboro particularly, we've been looking at where the damage has been, and in and around town, it looks like we've got a lot of trees that have, been shaken up, a few knocked over here and there. Heavy wind damage was last night's kind of MO, it seems like, but we did have several tornado warnings in the night around 1 a.m. You probably got the alerts that sort of started, and they just continued on until about 2. We had several different tornado warnings. They were rotation only, radar indicated rotation, excuse me, and so that means we didn't actually have a tornado spotting, but today they're going to get out and try to find out exactly what's going on. Haven't been over there yet, Jonah. Seeing your comment, or Jonah, excuse me. You can tell me which one it is, but we have not been over there yet. That may be our next destination. Kind of as we're getting out, we were asking some of our sources where some of the worst damage was from last night, and this was one of those places they indicated to us that we probably wanted to check out. The Pentecostal Church on Jonathan Drive, as the wind is, I promise it's probably nailing the microphone. It's suffered maybe the second hit from what we've seen. Okay, gotcha. Jonna, good. Got it right the first time. Stick with your instincts. But this church was nailed really for the second time in just, it seems like as many weeks, with storm damage last night, with this roof just being ripped off. And so as we're kind of up here a little bit closer to it, I'm just kind of making some observations here. But do you see this part right here? I don't know if can I draw on this? We're in uncharted territory, folks. Let's see if I can draw on the stream. Do you see this right here? Okay. That area right there, it looks like was just folded back from over here. So this part of the roof was folded like that. And that's when you had the rest of it, I'm guessing it peeled off, sort of almost like a can of sardines or something, peeled off and then landed all the way over here. It's good that nobody was out here in the middle of the night, because there's an accident. But anyway, it's good that nobody was out here in the middle of the night. With something like this, with this debris, that's why they always tell people to seek shelter. It's because even if there's not a tornado out, these strong winds throwing stuff around like this, they're making projectiles. And just to give you an example, can you see that wooden spike sticking up out of the rooftop? Talk about a moment from The Omen, right? Like that's exactly what it makes me think. Any of y'all that's seen the movie know what I'm talking about. Storm damage, it doesn't have to be caused by a tornado, but we did have a few of those warnings last night, so it'll be interesting to see what we find out. I didn't see a path over there, but who knows? Do you see that, though? There is a little bit of debris that kind of follows. Let's take a look at that over there. That's interesting. And that may have just been from the roof kind of being ripped and whatnot, but it's... I'm going to see if this fence over here has any damage to it, because I see some debris over here, and a trail or something could be indicative of maybe there was a bit of rotation that dropped down just right over here and pulled this roof off. it's just so hard to say because there's not a lot of structures out here. This house right here doesn't seem like it took damage. Of course, I mean, I'm saying that, but I'm seeing the roof on top being a little unleveled and some debris on top of it, right? But take a look at this. So this path right here leads away from where the damage was perfectly. It leads away from the damage of that rooftop, which was peeled back and landed there. How are the trash cans still standing? Good question. Mine weren't last night. It took all of 1 second before mine knocked over into the front yard and I had to dive into the water to get it. But let me walk over here and see. Put our mud boots on for a reason today, folks. Is that a garden out there? Yeah, it is. Wow, I don't know. That could just be debris that was from a gust of wind that came from that way, or that could have been, maybe it was some of the rotation that we had warnings for last night, and overnight into early this morning. Really is overnight early this morning if I'm being appropriate, but I call 1 a.m. last night, right, because you slept since then. So we're out here at the scene. A lot of people with us here. Sorry about the wind. It's still windy outside. It's still cloudy. But we're out here at the scene of some new storm damage at this Pentecostal church. It's, I think, United Life Pentecostal is what it's called. I got to get around to the sign to see again. But it's on Jonathan Drive, 400 Jonathan Drive, at the intersection of Warren. Look at some of this damage. And I just want to get up close to this wood, right? Only just to animate. This is not pressed wood. This is extremely thick and actually relatively new wood. For that to have just been ripped up, there's pieces of wood broke over here that are just snapped, right? Look at some of this damage up a little bit closer. See, you're talking about this, I mean, just had to have a lot of power to rip this rooftop directly off from this building. And they're standing undeterred. Or maybe they're seated inside by now. But we were going to go in and ask some people, hey, what happened, you know? But they're having church service inside right now. So, got to respect that. But let's come around here, around the front one more time, give you an idea of this. I'm interested in going to check out some other locations, and we're working with a friend of mine who's going to be doing some work on the site for some interesting live stream possibilities this afternoon too. So if you're around your computer, check out NEA Report then, or turn on notifications, because we should have some, hopefully some unique views of what the weather has done in the last 24 hours here to Northeast Arkansas. So this is the Victory Lighthouse Pentecostal Church of God. I know I got the name wrong earlier. I can just feel it. It's Warren and Jonathan, and what you're looking at right now is just some of the stuff that storm last night set your phones off for. This was some of the damage. I've seen a couple of the comments of folks saying, hey, you know, that wasn't really that serious of a situation, or it was a false alarm. You know, just because it didn't hit in your neighborhood doesn't mean it didn't hit in somebody else's, and in this case it did. So we just kind of want to, we always like to show that. You know, it gives people an idea when you do hear that stuff, it is serious. You know, severe weather, it's very strange and spotty. But when it hits, it can cause major damage like this. They're inside having church services right now, so we can't really find out much more. But we're going to go check out some more spots where there's been recorded damage or flooding or whatnot. So follow NEA Report and check out the notifications if you can get those on, so you'll know when we go live. It's Stan Morris reporting for NEA Report.